The Christmas season. You know, when this time of the year comes around, what really gets me into that Christmas spirit is a little bit of one of the most holly jolly games around. Of course, I'm talking about Resident Evil.
It's Forrest. Oh my god.
You guys can just sense the Christmas cheer, can't you? You can smell what St. Nicholas is cooking. It's like The Rock, except it's not. And that's not even the last time I'll be showing cutscenes in this video. This episode is gonna be awesome! But yeah, Resident Evil. It's a game. But did you know that the original Resident Evil was originally going to be on the Game Boy Color at some point? Originally? Well, today on this Christmas Tastical Holiday Season Gaming Mysteries, I'm talking about Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color. Ho, ho, ho. So apparently in 1999, it was confirmed that a Game Boy version of the original Resident Evil was to be released. While initially critics speculated that the title would be a top-down shooter or platformer game, they would be surprised to find out that the game would be an exact copy of the original Resident Evil, with a few new features such as new enemies, a new rescue system, but most importantly, a new save system, as the developers of the project and pretty much everyone else could see that save points in the original game were a bit scarce. Though, new features aside, the game would of course be held back by the Game Boy's hardware limitations. Despite this, the project received a lot of positive feedback initially for even attempting to recreate a PlayStation game on the Game Boy Color. That takes balls, but Capcom, they were not as impressed. Capcom was apparently both displeased and disgusted with the project, unhappy with the attempts to recreate the original game, saying that the game wouldn't have done the original justice. Soon after taking into account the difficulty of developing the project, it was cancelled, which is a shame because it's a pretty damn ambitious title. I mean, they could have gone the easy route and just made the game a side-scroller or top-down view game or whatever else you'd expect from a PlayStation 1 game being transferred to a Game Boy Color. But they instead tried to recreate the original Resident Evil in its entirety on the Game Boy Color. If they could have pulled that off, it would have been huge, but of course that didn't happen, and I can kind of see why. I mean, just looking at the footage, the game doesn't look good. It's ambitious as all hell, but the combat controls in general just look awkward and, well, not fun. And you guys remember how awkward the controls felt on the original console version. Sure, you got used to it, but imagine how awkward and worse that would feel on a Game Boy. Granted, this is early footage. Had the project continued on, this stuff could have been ironed out, cleaned up, and whatnot, but one thing that can't be cleaned up is the lack of voice acting from the classic game, because, really, I don't play the game for any other reason, but
Thanks, Barry.
Don't mention it. What a monster. I can't believe... What the hell is this place anyway?
and
Do you have any idea what Wesker was going to show you at the back of this place?
Well, he was talking about the world's most powerful biological weapon.
but we can't forget
Run, Jill! He's insane!
Holly Jolly Christmas. But that's all there really is to say about Resident Evil for the Game Boy Color. On one hand, it's a shame that this ambitious project didn't have the chance to come to fruition, though at the same time, based off of the early footage and what Capcom said, the game doesn't really seem that good, so maybe Capcom's right on this one. So, you win this round, I suppose. But I'm still really upset that Jill and Shumagara didn't come with Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and I still have to buy them separately. Damn it. This has been a Christmas amazing episode of Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching. Ho ho ho. Go visit your local Santa Claus at the mall. Merry Christmas.